Taylor Swift's single-year earnings on Spotify to top $100 million. That massive figure still doesn't include traditional album sales, ticket sales, or revenue from other streaming services. Taylor Swift has enjoyed one of the most successful years in music history in 2023, and the Spotify earnings on her catalog more than reflect that. With 26.1 billion global streams this year, the Grammy-winning artist is set to bring in $100 million in 2023 alone. Billboard first cited that earnings estimate using its recently launched royalty calculator. The 26.1 billion streams came from Spotify's own announcement as they crowned her the top-streamed artist of 2023. She dethroned Bad Bunny, who was the platform's most streamed artist in the world for the previous 3 consecutive years. As the calculator reflects, 26.1 billion would equate to about $97.1 million just from royalties tied to the sound recordings. The separate publishing earnings, a separate copyright tied to the song's written composition rather than the recording, would add approximately $29 million to total about $126 million. These earnings come as Spotify is preparing to change its royalty system starting early next year in an effort to curb streaming fraud and direct more earnings to professional artists. As part of that initiative, Spotify confirmed in November that songs will need to garner at least 1,000 streams per year to be able to be monetized. Spotify said that would mainly impact songs earning less than a nickel a month, but the policy has been unpopular among some smaller artists who worry their earnings will further deplete. Swift's Spotify streams don't begin to cover the full extent of her total earnings for this year. There's also streams on other major services like YouTube and Apple Music, where Swift was also the most streamed artist on the platform. Apple didn't disclose how many total streams she earned. There's also her millions of digital and physical album sales. The Lover artist has about 5 million, according Luminate, and merchandise sales, plus tickets sold for her Eras tour. The epic trek itself is expected to become the highest-grossing concert tour of all time. And then there's the Eras tour movie, which already became one of the top-grossing concert films of all time just in its opening weekend alone and passed $250 million at the global box office. In short, in the music business, there's rich, then there's Taylor Swift rich. Taylor Swift claims half of the top 10 best-selling albums in America this week. Taylor Swift has demonstrated time and time again that she can sell an album like few in the music industry these days. She reminds the world of this ability every time she releases something new, but her selling power doesn't stop there. Her albums continue to sell thousands of copies every week for months, and sometimes years, which separates her from all of her competitors. The superstar's selling prowess is on full display this week in a very special fashion. Swift claims half of all the spots inside the top 10 on the top album sales chart, Billboard's ranking of the top-selling titles in the U.S. Swift ranks highest on the top album sales chart with her newest release, which makes sense, as many fans are just getting around to purchasing a copy. 1989, Taylor's version, has only been on the tally for 4 weeks, and this time around it dipped slightly to number 3, pushed down by new entrants from Dolly Parton and Enhypen. After a month of availability, the set still sold nearly 64,000 copies, according to Luminate. Just 2 spaces further down, Swift begins a winning streak, with 4 albums appearing in a row. That stretch begins at number 6 with Folklore. That Album of the Year Grammy winner sold just under 20,000 copies, a huge sum for a record that's been present on the tally for years now. Swift's Midnights comes next at number 7. Her most recent release of all original material sold 19,100 copies in the past tracking period. Lover lands at number 8 with 17,800 copies purchased by Swifties across the U.S. Speak Now, Taylor's version, rounds out Swift's 5 top 10 titles on the top album sales chart this time around. That re-release, which came out in mid-2023, sold another 17,200 copies. Beyoncé and Taylor Swift's premiere appearances signify the power of collaboration. In the cutthroat world of stardom, the reciprocal support of each other's movie releases by Beyoncé and Taylor Swift is nothing short of extraordinary. Beyoncé made the first move in October with a surprise appearance at the film premiere of Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour. The film smashed records with an impressive $97 million at the North American box office and an additional $33 million in international markets. Now, Taylor Swift turned up at the premiere of Beyoncé's Renaissance film in London. And with my marketing hat on, I'd say this all goes beyond a mere display of friendship. It's a powerful testament to the transformative impact of brand collaborations. Somebody told these besties that 54% of brands believe partnerships drive more than 20% of total company revenue, and we're just getting started. The first benefit of brand collabs is that it helps reach more people you didn't know before. Envisioning the passionate and loyal Taylor Swift fan alongside the fervent followers of Beyoncé, each with a unique rhythm in their hearts, in my mind, reveals a convergence of distinct audiences. All brands can replicate this collaboration by forming partnerships that tap into varied emotions, creating a symphony of shared experiences resonating with new and unexpected demographics. Think, the playful yet practical designs of the IKEA and LEGO collaboration. H&M's designer hookups with high-fashion stars like Versace, Moschino, and Jimmy Choo, and the Disney X MAC Cosmetics partnership that echoes through the brands. And think of the amplified social media buzz that comes with these collaborations. Brand partnerships leveraging digital channels see 4 times the pipeline of non-digital partnerships, which might help explain how Taylor Swift's movie has broken box office records. And I'd say Beyoncé's Renaissance is well on its way to do exactly the same thing. Secondly, brand collabs help increase your credibility in the industry. Even the most iconic celebrities need to continually prove their credibility. Taylor Swift's brand journey over the years has not been without challenges to the perception of the authenticity of her brand. So, the Beyoncé and Taylor Swift partnership serves as a brand credibility boost too. Partnering with established brands can reshape a brand's image, creating an aura of trust that resonates with consumers. As I write in my book The Kim Kardashian Principle, this shared credibility is the currency of the modern business landscape. Think of one of the most enduring and iconic brand collaborations, between Aston Martin and the James Bond franchise, generating $7.6 million in brand value with 2012 Skyfall. Thirdly, marketing movies has become a challenging endeavor. Recent disappointments at the box office, like Wish, The Marvels and The Flash, raise questions about the state of Hollywood. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny made $130 million, £102 million, at the global box office on its opening weekend, which may sound impressive, but it cost $295 million before marketing to make. I'd say Beyoncé and Taylor Swift are orchestrating a symphony of marketing brilliance as they promote their movies. Collaborative campaigns allow brands to establish themselves rapidly in the market, gaining immediate exposure to wider audiences. It's like a well-choreographed dance, where strategic positioning, guided by the right partnership, helps brands communicate their unique value proposition with finesse. 34% of marketers say that co-marketing or brand partnerships are the most effective ways to increase an email subscriber list, and that's before we even start on the social media buzz. As you all think of your brand's journey, I'd say the lessons from Beyoncé and Taylor Swift's powerhouse collaboration provide a roadmap for forging meaningful, authentic partnerships. It's a vibe. You don't always have to compete, you can collaborate, and there's room for everyone. It's like the Olay ad in 2020, that I named the numero uno ad of the Super Bowl and left Olay blushing. Olay believes that when we make space for women, we make space for everyone. So here's to the power moves and collaboration beats of Beyoncé and Taylor Swift, and if not anything else, it's simply lovely to see brands come together. Don't you think?